Hello students, welcome to time classes. Topic of today's class is vector algebra. Handout code is QAHO 3571731. I hope everybody has the correct handout. In the previous class, we learned about vector or cross products. A cross B is modulus A multiplied by modulus B sine theta into eta vector, where theta lies from 0 to 180. An angle between A and B, theta is the angle between A and B, and eta is the unit vector such that eta is perpendicular to both A and B. Second, A, B and eta in the same order are in the right-handed orientation, that is the rotation of a right-handed screw from A to B advances it in the direction of eta. Just revising the points we learned in the previous class. A cross B is not equal to B cross A, but A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Second point, if A and B are parallel, then A cross B is equal to 0, because parallel angles have 0-degree angle between them, parallel vectors, and in cross product sine theta is involved, sine 0 is 0. Also, I cross j is equal to k, j cross k is equal to I, k cross I equal to j, as long as we do not disturb the cyclic order. But if we change the cyclic order, j cross I becomes minus k cross j becomes minus I, and so on. And I cross I is equal to j cross j is equal to k cross A is 0. A cross A is also 0. Any vector with cross product to itself is 0. The angle between two vectors sine theta is calculated as modulus of A cross B upon modulus of vector A divided by modulus of vector B. And a unit vector perpendicular to plane of A and B is given by eta vector, as shown A cross B modulus upon modulus of A modulus of B. And how do you find A cross B? If A vector is A1i plus A2j plus A3k and B vector is B1i plus B2j plus B3k, then A cross B is first row ijk, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. And we solve this determinant. It comes in terms of ijk, so a vector quantity. Now we take an example. Determine a vector of magnitude 6 units which is perpendicular to the plane containing the vectors I minus j and minus 2j plus k. So we have to find a magnitude, vector of magnitude 6 units which is perpendicular to the plane containing the vectors I minus j and minus 2j plus k. How do we calculate A cross B? By using a determinant method, ijk first row, coefficient of first vectors in the second row, coefficient of the third vectors in the third row. So this vector is perpendicular to both A and B. So the vector perpendicular to the given two vectors is given by, if we take cross product of these two vectors, I minus j plus 0 into k and 0 into I minus 2j plus k. So we put the required coefficients, ijk as the first row, then first vector coefficients in second row, 1, minus 1, 0, and second vector coefficient in the third row, 0, minus 2 and 1. Now we expand this form. This is I into minus 1 minus 0 minus j into 1 minus 0. We are expanding along first row, plus k into minus 2. So this vector we obtained as minus I minus j minus 2k. Now this vector is perpendicular to both the given initial vectors. We have to find a vector of magnitude 6 units. So unit vector perpendicular to the plane is, we divide this vector by its modulus. So minus I minus j minus 2k divided by under root of minus 1 square is 1, plus minus 1 square is 1, plus minus 2 square is 4. So we divide by root 6. So we get a unit vector perpendicular to the given plane as minus I minus j minus 2k upon root 6. A vector perpendicular to the plane with magnitude of 6 units. We multiply the unit vector by 6 units. 6 is we multiply 6 by the unit vector which we obtained, that is I plus j plus 2k divided by root 6. So it comes out to be plus minus under root 6 I plus j plus 2k. So this is the vector of magnitude 6 unit perpendicular to the plane containing the initial two given vectors. Whenever we do cross product, we find a vector which is perpendicular to the given two vectors. And when we divide by its modulus, we get a unit vector perpendicular to the plane. But we require a vector of magnitude 6 units, so we multiply its value by 6. We get plus minus under root 6 I plus j plus 2k. Now moving to further properties. Area of a parallelogram whose adjacent sides are A and B is given by modulus of A cross B. Vector A, vector B are the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. If we can calculate A cross B and take a modulus, that gives us area of a parallelogram. When the diagonals are given, the area of parallelogram ABCD is half AC cross BD. We do cross product of diagonals and that value we divide by half. Area of a triangle is modulus of AB cross AC divided by 2. Area is AB cross AC by 2 and parallelogram diagonals are given AC cross BD by 2. And how do we find cross product? Point 9 says, if a vector A is A1I plus A2J plus A3K, vector B is B1I plus B2J plus B3K, then A cross B is, we solve this determinant IJK as the first, A1, A2, A3, coefficient of first vector as second row, coefficient of second vector as third row, and we expand this along first row, so we get along IJK. Vector product is distributive with reference to vector addition. For example, A cross B plus C is as good as A cross B plus A cross C. Product is distributive over addition. So let's try to do some questions on these properties. Area of the parallelogram, if sides are given, modulus of A cross B. Area of triangle, half of AB cross AC. And diagonals are given, area of parallelogram is half AC cross BD. Let's do certain questions. Question number 8 of the handout. It says the area of a triangle with sides 3i plus j minus k and 2i plus j minus k. Sides of a triangle are given and question is asking for area of the triangle. AB is 3i plus j minus k. BC is 2i plus j minus k. So we know formula for how do we calculate cross product. Just explain. And area of the triangle is half modulus AB cross AC. So let's first take AB cross AC. First row IJK. Coefficient of first vector is entries in the second row. Coefficient of second vector has corresponding values in the third row. So IJK, then 3, 1, minus 1, 2, 1, minus 1. Now let's expand along the first row. It says I into minus 1 plus 1, that becomes 0. Minus j into minus 3 plus 2. Minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1 multiplied by minus sign becomes plus j. K into 3 minus 2, that is 1. This vector comes out to be j plus k. So we found A cross B, directly found. Now modulus of A cross B and half of it is area of the triangle. A cross B is modulus is under root of 1 square plus 1 square and divide by 2 to get the area of the triangle. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2 and square root 2 upon 2 becomes 1 by root 2. So if somebody asks what is the area of the triangle, 1 by root 2. And if we carefully look at the choices, we get our answer as choice. Side vectors are given. We simply take their cross product, then take their modulus, divide by 2. We get the area of the triangle. Option given as option D. Yes, straight away, theory based question. Now we move to question number 10 of the handout. It says, find the area of the parallelogram with two adjacent sides as I plus j minus 5k and 2i plus 5j plus 2k. We have to find the area of the parallelogram with two adjacent sides are given. Area of the parallelogram is AB cross BC modulus. So can we say area of the parallelogram with two adjacent sides as A vector and B vector is A cross B modulus. So we have to find cross product first. And how do we find cross product? Vector A and B are given. We use a determinant form. IJK as the first row, coefficient of first vector in the second row, coefficient of second vector in the third row. And then we solve the determinant. Now A cross B, we keep the corresponding values IJK. First vector is 1, 1, minus 5. Second vector is 2, 5, 2. Let's start along with the first row. I into, this gives us I into 2 minus of minus 25 becomes plus 25 plus 2, 27i. Minus j into 2 plus 10. Minus of minus 10 becomes 10. So 2 plus 10 becomes 12. So minus 12j. Plus k into 5 minus 2. That is 3k. This is A cross B vector. Modulus of this will be equal to area of the parallelogram. So 27i minus 12j plus 3k. We have to find area of the parallelogram. So modulus of A cross B is nothing but square root of 27 square is 729 minus 12 square is 144 plus 9 and whole thing is in square root, so which comes out to be root 882. And root 882 on factorization gives 441 into 2. 441 is square of 21. So 21 square into 2 inside root, 21 comes out of the root. We get the value as 21 root 2. It's 21 root 2. And if we carefully look at the choices, we had our answer as choice D as the answer. So answer is 21 root 2. Area of the parallelogram is modulus of A cross B. Area of the triangle, if two sides are given, half of modulus of A cross B. We do one question on each, area of the triangle as well as area of the parallelogram. I hope this is clear. Moving further, triple products. Scalar triple product. It says the scalar triple product of three vectors ABC is A cross B dot C. Denoted by a bracket, we write in the same order ABC vector. The scalar triple product of orthonormal right-handed vector triad IJK. The scalar triple product of orthonormal right-handed vector triad IJK is equal to unity. That is IJK scalar triple product JKI or Kij is 1. You should be remembering whenever you are using this, we can use directly the result. Now, what things we can directly calculate from scalar triple product? Scalar triple product of three vectors A cross B dot C. The volume of a parallel pipe having vector A, vector B, vector C as its coterminous edges, edge taking from one particular edge, one particular vertices, is scalar triple product ABC. We didn't can directly calculate the volume. Condition for three vectors to be coplanar, that is they lie in the same plane, is that their scalar triple product should be 0. They lie in the same plane. Third, if two of the three vectors are parallel, then their scalar triple product vanishes. That is, if vector A and vector B are parallel, then A cross B will by default 0. So their scalar triple product will also be 0. So scalar triple product vanishes if two vectors are parallel. And if we wish to check whether the given vectors are coplanar, we find the scalar triple product. If that comes out to be 0, the vectors they lie in the same plane, they are coplanar. Now, how do we find scalar triple product? Three vectors are given. We write their coefficients in three different rows and evaluate this determinants. It's a scalar quantity, a value will come. So, first row, first vector's coefficient corresponding ijk, then second and then third, and then we evaluate. Volume of a parallel pipe having ABC as coterminous edges is scalar triple product of ABC vectors. And the volume of a tetrahedron with coterminous edges as ABC is 1/6 of scalar triple product in cubic units. So straight away formula where we wish to find volume of a tetrahedron is 1/6 of ABC. Volume of a parallel pipe having ABC as coterminous edges as scalar triple product ABC. Yes, let's move to certain questions. Question number 14 of the handout. Question number 14 says, find the volume of a parallel pipe whose edges are three vectors are given. So we had a straight away formula. Volume of a parallel pipe whose edges are A, B and C vector is given by scalar triple product ABC. So, and how do we find the scalar triple product? Three vectors ABC in that order. We write coefficient of first, then coefficient of second, and then coefficient of third, and then solve the determinant. So it comes out to be, first vector is 3i plus 2j minus 4k. So coefficient are 3, 2, minus 4. Second vector is 3i minus 2j plus 4k. So 3 minus 2, 4. And third vector is 3i minus 2j minus 4k. So 3 minus 2 minus 4. I will be solving this determinant. It says 3 into 8 plus 8, 60. Minus 2, we are solving along first row. Minus 2. So minus 12 minus 12, that is minus 24. Then minus 4, 6, minus 6 and plus 6, that becomes 0. 16 3 48, 24 2 48, minus minus becomes plus, so 48 plus 48, that is it comes out to be 96. So volume comes out to be 96 cubic unit. Now just see the option. Suppose 48 plus 48 is 96. 48 is there is also in the option. If we do some mistake, there is a choice, we go for a wrong option. But now we had answer is 48 plus 48. That is 96 is the answer. So we had our choice as choice C. Directly we find scalar triple product, that's volume of a parallel pipe whose coterminous edges are given by vectors A, B and C. Moving further, we come to question number 13 of the same handout. It says ABC are three vectors and they are coplanar. Vectors are coplanar. We have to find the value of lambda. Lambda is an unknown coefficient of k in vector C. So, given ABC are coplanar, so their scalar triple product should be equal to 0. Now, again, how do we find scalar triple product? We write the three vectors and their coefficients as the corresponding row and then solve the determinant. First vector is 5i plus 6j plus k. So its coefficient becomes 5, 6, 1. Second vector is 3i plus 2j plus 5k. So coefficient become 3, 2 and 5. And third vector is 1, 3 and minus lambda. And since they are coplanar, so value of this scalar product should be equal to 0. Now we'll be solving this determinant and equate it to 0 to get the value of lambda. We will get the value of lambda. Let's start with first row. It says 5 into minus 2 lambda minus 50. Then minus 6 minus 3 lambda minus 5 plus 1 9 minus 2, that is 7, and this value should be equal to 0. Now we have to solve this equation. It says minus 10 lambda minus 75. 15 and 5 is 75. Minus sign is there. Minus 6 into minus 3 lambda, when got multiplied, becomes 18 lambda. Minus 6 into minus 5 becomes plus 30. Plus 1 into 7 becomes 7. So minus 10 lambda plus 18 lambda is 8 lambda. And minus 75 plus 37. So we had minus 38. So lambda is 38 by 8. 38 by 8 both have 2 as common. So we can write this as 19 by 4. We simply take the three vectors, find the scalar product, and since they are coplanar given in the question, we equate it equal to 0. So value of lambda comes out to be 19 by 4, and if we look at the choices, we get our choice as choice C as the answer. I hope this is clear. Moving further, question number 15 of the handout. It says if A vector is perpendicular to both B and C, A vector is perpendicular to both B and C vectors. Modulus of A is given as 3, modulus of B is given as 4, and modulus of C is given as 6. We have to find angle between B vector and C vector is also given as pi by 6, that is 30 degree. Then we have to find the scalar triple product of three vectors ABC. A is perpendicular to both B vector and C vector. Modulus of A is given as 3, modulus of B is given as 4, and modulus of C is given as 6. Angle between B and C is pi by 6. Then we have to find the scalar triple product of three vectors. Modulus of A 3, modulus of B 4, modulus of C 6, and angle between B and C is given as pi by 6. Can you say B cross C is modulus of B vector multiplied by modulus of C vector into sine theta. Theta is pi by 6. Since we are taking modulus, so modulus of unit vector is 1. So this comes out to be modulus B is 4, modulus C is 6, sine 30 is 1 by 2. So we get this value as 12. So we get the value of modulus of B cross C as 12. Now, also given that A is perpendicular to B and C vector. Both A is perpendicular to B vector and C vector. So can we say A is parallel to B cross C? Because B cross C is also perpendicular to both B vector and C vector. A is parallel to B cross C. And if we find scalar triple product, that is A dot B cross C, this is modulus of A multiplied by modulus of B cross C into, since they are parallel, angle between them will be either cos 0 or 180 degree, cos 180 degree. They are parallel. If they are in the same direction, angle is 0. If they are in the opposite directions, angle is 180 degree. Now we have to find this value A dot B cross C. Modulus of A is 3. Modulus of B cross C is 12. If it is cos 0, it will be plus 1. If it is cos 180, it will be minus 1. So we put plus minus both. Please note, this is important, plus minus both. Otherwise, we will mark the wrong answer. So plus minus 3 into 12 becomes plus minus 36. We use dot product. We first found B cross C modulus, and then we apply scalar triple product is A dot B cross C modulus of A dot modulus. How do we expand modulus of B cross C? Because B cross C is also a vector, A is also a vector, and angle between them is cos 0 or 180 degree. So cos 0 is 1, cos 180 is minus 1. So A dot B cross C is plus minus 36, and scalar triple product is also A dot B cross C. It's also the same, A dot B cross C. So can we say this is also equal to plus minus 36? Now carefully look at the choices. First option is 36. If you forget 180 degree, you will mark answer as A. But answer B is also a possible answer. So we will mark A is answer, B is answer. So we will mark option as C. Both A and B can be the answer. I hope this is clear. There is a small chance of committing an error if you forget 180 degree. You have to take both. So answer is plus minus 36. So option comes out to be C. Both A and B. Now taking an example, it says if the volume of the tetrahedron is 4 units with coterminous edges as given by 3 vertices, 3 vectors, we have to find the value of P. P is an unknown in 2 vectors. So we had volume of a tetrahedron with coterminous edges ABC is 1/6 of scalar triple product. 1/6 of scalar triple product. And how do we calculate scalar triple product? We write the 3 vectors in the orders and their coefficient in the 3 different rows and evaluate the determinant. So in this case, 3 vectors are given. Volume of tetrahedron is 1/6 and its value is given as 4 units. So we are equating this value equal to 4 units. Now, can we say 1/6 first vector coefficients are 1, 2 and minus 1. So we write 1, 2, minus 1. Second vector is I plus pj plus k. So coefficient are 1, p, 1. Third vector is minus p plus j plus k. So minus pi. So minus p, 1, 1. Now this volume, 1/6 volume is equal to 4. Total volume is 4 unit given. We have to give the value of P. Find the value of P. When we will expanding this determinant, it will give us a quadratic equation in P. Let's see. So 6 goes to the right hand side, multiplied by 4 becomes 24. Here we had 1 into P minus 1, minus 2 into 1 plus P, minus 1 into 1 plus P square. And then we put a modulus sign equal to 24. So we solve further. This becomes P minus 1 minus 2p minus 1 minus P square. It's minus P square minus P minus 4. And we had a sign modulus equal to 24. So we write P square plus P plus 4 is equal to plus minus 24. We are taking both the conventions up and down also. So both plus minus we take. So P square plus P plus 4 is equal to plus minus 24. Now we got two quadratic equation. One says P square plus P plus 4 equal to 24. So P square plus P minus 20 equal to 0. Other says P square plus P plus 4 equal to minus 24. So P square plus P plus 28 equal to 0. Now if we look at the second quadratic equation, its discriminant is less than 0. So it will not give us real values of P. So we have to concentrate, factorize only the first quadratic equation. It says P square plus P minus 20 equal to 0. We require two factors whose product is minus 20p square and sum is plus 5p. So we take plus 5p and minus 4p. Sum we required plus p. So 5p and minus 4p multiplied becomes minus 20p square, and factors becomes, sum becomes plus p. So p plus 4, p minus 4 is equal to 0. So value of p comes out to be minus 5 or 4. Now p square plus p plus 28 equal to 0 is not having any real roots. So not giving any real values of p. So we discard the second equation. So question is asking what is the value of P? It's -5 or 4. Both values are possible. So we say both the values are possible. Yes, we simply use a scalar triple product. 1/6 is volume of tetrahedron given as 4 units, 4 cubic units. So we straight away put the value, put the expression, solve and get the value of P. Now, triple products, vector triple product. It says if ABC are 3 vectors, then the triple product A cross B cross C is called the vector triple product. If ABC are any 3 vectors, then vector triple product is A cross B cross C is A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector. Now A dot C is a scalar quantity multiplied by B vector and A dot B is a scalar quantity multiplied by C vector, and we subtract the two. This formula I will be using when we are finding vector triple product. A cross B cross C is A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector. Now let's take an example. It says vector A is given I minus 2j plus 3k, vector B is given 3i plus 4j minus 2k, and vector C is given I minus 6j plus 6k. We have to find the vector triple product A cross B cross C. Let's first we find B cross C. This is also a method. We find B cross C, ijk, then B coefficients are 3, 4, minus 2 second row, and C coefficient as 1, minus 6 and 6 third row. Now we expand this. It gives I. We are expanding it along the first row. I into 24 minus 12 minus j into 18 plus 2 plus k into minus 18 minus 4. This comes out to be 12i minus 20j minus 22k. This is B cross C. But we have to find A cross B cross C. Now, we take B cross C as one vector and A as the first vector, B cross C as the second vector. We can again apply A cross B cross C also. It's ijk. Coefficient of A vectors are in second row 1, minus 2, 3. And coefficient of B cross C in the third row 12, minus 20 and minus 22. Now we again solve this value. So we get I into 44, then minus 6 plus 60, minus j into minus 22, minus 36, plus k into minus 20 plus 24. So 44 plus 60 becomes 104. 36 plus 22 becomes 58. Minus minus becomes plus. And minus 20 plus 24 becomes plus 4k. So 104i plus 58j plus 4k is A cross B cross C. This is also a method to solve. So we find first B cross C, and then again B cross C we taking the second vector, we do it A cross second vector. We get the value of A cross B cross C. I hope this is clear. Question number 17 of the handout. It says if A, B and C are non-zero vectors, and then A cross B is equal to A cross C, then which of the following is true? 4 choices are given to us. A is perpendicular to B minus C, or B is equal to C. A is parallel to B minus C, or B is equal to 2C, second choice. B is equal to C vector, or A vector is parallel to B minus C, or none of this. It says ABC are non-zero vectors and A cross B equal to A cross C. This is given to us. Can we say A cross B? If we take A cross C to the left hand side, it becomes A cross B minus A cross C. We take A as common, A cross B minus C. This is equal to 0. Now cross product of two vectors is 0. Can we say either vector A is 0 or B minus C vector is 0? So if A is 0 or B minus C is 0, or we can also say A is parallel to B minus C vector. Because cross product involves a trigonometric function called sine theta. And if cross product of two vectors is 0, sine 0 is 0. So these two vectors are parallel. So A cross B equal to A cross C was given to us. So we take A cross C to the left hand side. We say A cross B minus A cross C. We take A as common. A cross B minus C is equal to 0. Either vector A is 0 or B minus C is equal to 0, or A vector is parallel to B minus C. But given in the question, A, B, C are non-zero vectors. So A is equal to 0 is ruled out. So we had either B minus C is equal to 0, that is vector B is equal to vector C. Or we can say A is parallel to B minus C vector. Because we are talking about non-zero vectors, so it cannot be a zero vector. So either it's a possibility that B minus C vector is equal to 0, that is B vector is equal to C vector, or we had a condition since cross product of A vector and B minus C vector is 0, so A is parallel to B minus C vector. And if we look at the choices, we had a choice which is mentioning the same, that is choice C. It says B vector is equal to C vector, or A is parallel to B minus C. So our answer comes out to be choice C. Yes. Now, question number 20 of the handout. It says if ABC are three unit vectors, A cross B cross C is equal to B by root 2. Then the angle between vector A and C is, we have to find. And it says B and C are not collinear. Vector B and vector C are not collinear. Three unit vectors are given and A cross B cross C is given as B by root 2 vectors. And we have to find angle between A and C vector. Can we say if ABC are any three vectors, then A cross B cross C can be written in the form of A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector. A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector. So we use this. A dot C B vector minus A dot B C vector is given as vector B by 2. We can take vector B by root 2 to the left hand side. And we take B vector as common. So it becomes A dot C, which is a scalar quantity, minus 1 by root 2 B vector minus A dot B, which is also a scalar quantity, into C vector is equal to 0. So we had, when we take B by root 2 to the left hand side and we take vector B as common, we take scalar quantities as common. So it comes out to be A dot C, a scalar quantity, minus 1 by root 2 B vector minus A dot B into C vector, which is equal to 0. Now, this is as good as we can be written as A dot C minus 1 by root 2 B is equal to A dot B into C. We take C to the right hand side. Now, therefore we can say A dot C minus 1 by root 2 is 0. Or A dot B is equal to 0. These two are equal or their difference is 0. We can say either A dot C minus 1 by root 2 is 0, because it is given B and C are not collinear. Their coefficients are 0, or A dot B is equal to 0. And we are interested in finding the angle between A and C. So we stick to the first part, that is A dot C minus 1 by root 2 is equal to 0. So we can say A dot C is equal to 1 by root 2. And this vector A and vector C both are unit vectors. Now, how do we apply dot product? It's modulus of first vector multiplied by modulus of second vector into cos theta, where theta is the acute angle between them, is equal to 1 by root 2. So, theta is the angle between them. So, we can say modulus of A is 1, modulus of C is 1. So, cos theta is equal to 1 by root 2. Cos theta is 1 by root 2. So, we can safely say if cos theta is 1 by root 2. So, we can say theta is 45 degree. Theta is 45 degree. And if we carefully look at the choices, we had our choice as choice C as the answer. So we are using theta equal to 45 degree. A dot C minus 1 by root 2b minus A dot B into C is equal to 0. Since B and C are not the collinear vectors, so these coefficients are 0 by default because B and C are not collinear. So A dot C minus 1 by root 2 is equal to 0. And we are interested in finding the angle between A and C. So we stick to this part. A dot B is also 0. So A dot C is equal to 1 by root 2 and A and C are the unit vectors. So modulus of A, modulus of C, cos theta is equal to 1 by root 2. So we get cos theta is equal to 1 by root 2 or theta as 45 degree, which is given as choice C to us. Yes? Step by steps are being done. Now we move to question number 7 of the handout. It says a vector A 3i plus 6j plus 2k and vector B 3i plus j minus 4k are two vectors. Then we have to find the orthogonal projection of B on A. Orthogonal projection of B on A. So vector A is given as 3i plus 6j plus 2k. Vector B is given as 3i plus j minus 4k. Now projection of B on A is B dot A vector divided by modulus of A vector square. You are using this formula. Projection of B on A, B dot A scalar quantity dot A vector on which projection is to be taken upon modulus of A square. A vector is given to us, B vector is given to us. So we have to straight away substitute the values. So can we say B dot A 3 into 3 is 9 plus 6 into 1 is 6. 2 into minus 4 is minus 8, that is a scalar quantity, multiplied by A vector which is 3i plus 6j plus 2k, and modulus of A is square root of 3 square is 9, 6 square is 36, 2 square is 4, 36 plus 4 40 plus 9 49, but since we are taking modulus square, so square root goes out, so 49 remains in the denominator. So it's 9 plus 6 15 minus 8 or 9 minus 8 1 plus 6 7 in the numerator by 49 upon 3i plus 6j plus 2k. 7 by 49 is 1 by 7. So we had 1 by 7 3i plus 6j plus 2k. And if we carefully look at the choices, we get our answer as choice A as the answer. So 1 by 7 3i plus 6j plus 2k. So we have to remember this formula. Projection of vector B on A vector, orthogonal projection, it's B dot A scalar quantity multiplied by A vector divided by modulus of A square. We simply substitute the values and get the required answer. That comes out to be choice A, 1 by 7 3i plus 6j plus 2k. Now coming to question number 12 of the handout. Question number 12 says, if vector A plus vector B plus vector C is equal to 0, then which of the following is true? 4 choices are given to us. So it is given A plus B plus C vector is 0. We have to get one of the choices. So can we say A plus B vector is equal to minus C? Now cross product with vector C on both sides. So it's C cross A plus B, and cross is distributive or addition. So it's C cross A plus C cross B is equal to minus of C cross C. Cross product of same vector is 0. So right hand side becomes 0. So can we say C cross A is equal to minus of C cross B, and if we swap, if we interchange, a minus sign appears. So we can say C cross A is equal to B cross C. C cross A is equal to B cross C. Now using the same, again considering A vector plus B vector plus C vector equal to 0. So A plus C vector is equal to minus B vector. Now this time we will do cross product with vector B. So that right hand side is b cross b will become 0, and cross is distributive over addition, so it becomes b cross a plus c is equal to b cross minus b. So since b vector and minus b vector are parallel, their cross product is 0. So it's b cross a plus b cross c. Now b cross a is equal to minus of b cross a, that is equal to a cross b. So b cross c is equal to minus of b cross a. If we swap them, it becomes a cross b. Now b cross c is equal to c cross a and b cross c is equal to a cross b. If we combine these two equations, b cross c equal to a cross b, second equation, and first equation c cross a is equal to b cross c, we combine them, so we get a cross b is equal to b cross c is equal to c cross a. If we carefully look at the choices, the same is given in choice C. So our answer comes out to be choice C as the answer. I hope this is clear. Now, moving further, we come to an example. We take an example. It says for any vector A, find the value of vector A dot A cross I plus vector A dot A cross J plus vector A dot A cross K. You have to find the value of this expression. So first we have to assume what the vector A is. So we assume let vector A is A1I plus A2J plus A3K. Vector is A1I plus A2J plus A3K. So can we say A cross I? A cross I is IJK as the first, A1, A2, A3, and I vector is, I coefficient is 1, 0, 0. And if we expand along the third row, it becomes easier. Third row, it becomes A3J minus A2K. This is A cross I. A3J minus A2K. It becomes easier to expand along the third row as two entries are 0 in that row. So, can we say when we have to do A dot A cross I, A vector is A1I plus A2J plus A3K dot A3J minus A2K. So whenever we take dot product, we multiply coefficients of I, coefficients of J and coefficients of K with the respective sign and add them. If we multiply I with J, I dot J is 0. So we never multiply. So in first, coefficient of I is A1, but in the second there is no I. Coefficient of J is A2, A3 and coefficient of K is minus A2, A3. So when you add them, A2, A3 cancel out. So first part of the expression, that is A vector dot A cross I, becomes 0. Because when you do multiply cross dot product, I coefficients are multiplied together, A1 into 0 plus J coefficient A2 into A3. So A2 into A3 plus K coefficient is with sign A3 into minus A2. So it's a scalar quantity. So A2 into A3 minus A2 into A3. Whatever be the value of A2 and A3, this cancel out. So comes out equal to 0. This is 0. Now, if we carefully observe, similarly, it's a symmetric expression given. So we can prove that A dot A cross J as well as A dot A cross K are also 0. So all the three terms of the expressions are 0. As we proved for A cross I, we can do it for A cross J also. We first found A cross J, then do dot product with A dot A cross J. And similarly for A dot A cross K, all the three terms will come out to be 0. So we can say the answer expression value is 0. We can prove that all are 0. So we can safely say this value of the expression A dot A cross I plus A dot A cross J plus A dot A cross K, that comes out to be 0. This is 0. Yeah. Sure. Now moving further, let's move to another example. It says find the volume of the parallelepiped whose edges are represented by the vectors. 3 vectors are given. Now we know volume of the parallelepiped with coterminous edges as is ABCS. We have to simply take the scalar triple product of ABC. So vectors are given to us, and how do you find scalar triple product? We write the vectors in orders and we put a determinant and write the coefficients in the 3 different rows as we have to find given in vectors ABC. So This comes out to be volume is 432, coefficient of first vectors, 5 2 7 second vectors, 6 4 and 8 third vector. So we multiply them. It comes out to be 4 into 16 minus 28. We are expanding along first row. Minus 3 into 8 5 the 40 minus 42 plus 2 into 20 minus 12. So 16 minus 28 is minus 12 into 4. 40 minus 42 is minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6. 20 minus 12 is 8 into 2, 16. Now 12 4 minus 48 plus 22. So this gives us 26 cubic units as the volume of the parallel pipe. We simply use the scalar triple product and write the vectors and solve the determinant. Theory based question, if you have to remember that volume of a parallel pipe whose coterminous edges are given by 3 vectors is simply the scalar triple product of the vectors. Let's take one more example. It says, let ABCD be a parallelogram, vectors alongside AB and diagonal BD. Vector AB is given, diagonal BD is also given. We have to find its area. Now, let A and B the vectors along AB and BC respectively. Then the diagonal vector BD becomes B minus A. Here vector A is given to us and diagonal vector BD is also given to us. BD vector is given as B minus A. So if we add these two vectors, A vector is given to us and diagonal vector is, by using parallelogram law of addition, it's B minus A. So we had A and B minus A. If we add them, left hand side A plus B minus A, A cancel out with minus A, B will be remaining. Right hand side 2i plus I becomes 3i. 2j minus 4j becomes minus 2j and 3k minus 2k becomes plus k. So it becomes 3i minus 2j plus k. So we get vector B also. So we get the vector B also. Now the area of the parallelogram is modulus of A cross B vector. So we have to find the value of the A cross B vector. Now how to find A cross B? We write ijk. Vector A coefficient is the second row. A vector is I plus 2j plus 3k. Coefficients are 1, 2, 3. And B vector is 3i minus 2j plus k. Coefficients are 3 minus 2 and plus 1. So we write them as, this is the diagram drawn. Vector AB is A, BC is B, BC is parallel to AD and BD diagonal is given as B minus A. These two are given to us. So when we add these two, B minus A plus A, we get directly B value, vector B. We had the value of A also. Now we are finding area of the parallelogram. We are expanding along the first row. 2 plus 6, that is 8, minus j into 1 minus 9, that is minus 8, plus k into minus 2 minus 6 is minus 8. You wish to require modulus of this. So it's 8, we take out common. So 1i minus j minus k, its modulus is root 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is root 3. It is outside. So it comes out to be 8 square root 3, 8 root 3 square units. That's the value of the area of the parallelogram. Yes. Now let's take an example. It says find the work done by the force. Force vector is given as 2i plus 3j minus k to move a particle from a point with position vector I minus j plus k to a point with position vector 3i minus 2j plus k. So we had one position vector and other position vector. So AB vector can be calculated as position vector of G minus position vector of A. Now these position vectors are taken with respect to certain origin. So we had OA, we had OB. So AB is OB minus OA. 3i minus I is 2i. Minus 2j minus of minus j plus j becomes minus 2j plus j becomes minus j. 4k minus k becomes 3k. So work done, we had a formula, force dot product with displacement AB. We had the value of AB vector also, we had the value of force vector also. So can we say force vector is 2i plus 3j minus k? dot 2i minus j plus 3k. And dot product, we multiply coefficients of I, j and k and keep consideration of the sign. Force vector is 2i plus 3j minus k and AB vector is 2i minus j plus 3k. So it comes out to be 2 into 2 4 plus 3 into minus 1 is minus 3 plus minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. That comes out to be minus 2 units as the answer. I hope this is clear. Yes. Thank you. Thanks. Please complete the handout.